If your professor handed you this derivative on an exam, you might think it was cruel and unusual punishment. But what if I told you this problem is actually much easier than it looks? Welcome to Math with Professor V. In this video, I'm going to show you how to tackle a derivative like this without losing your mind. Now, looking at this function, what would you do first? Product rule, quotient rule, chain rule? Actually, none of the above. Instead, what we're going to do is take the natural log of both sides. And you'll see how one simple idea turns this intimidating looking problem into something much more manageable. Let's get started. Now, the first thing I want to go over before we jump into the problem is your logarithm properties. And if it's been a minute, I'm going to remind you of the three properties that we're going to utilize. Remember, if you have the natural log, or basically log of any base, of a times b, you can rewrite that as natural log of a plus natural log of b. And then the natural log of a quotient, a divided by b, is natural log of a minus natural log of b. And then lastly, natural log of a raised to the b is b times the natural log of a. Okay, that's it. Please don't go inventing anymore. Like the one I see happen a lot. If your entire natural log is raised to a power, students get tempted to move that exponent to the front. Don't do that. That's a big no-no, okay? All right, anyways, where were we? Now that we've taken the natural log of both sides, what I'm going to do is use these properties to expand and rewrite the right-hand side. And that way, when it comes time to differentiate, it won't be such a hot mess express, and we won't have to do all these applications of chain rule, quotient rule, etc., okay? So I'm not doing any calculus yet. I'm just rewriting both sides. ln(y), that's perfect. Over here, the way I'm going to write it is, notice all of this cube root, that's equivalent to having the entire expression raised to the 1/3 power. In fact, let me write it that way right now to get things going. So what can we do? Look at this property right here. I can take that 1/3 and bring it all the way down front. And then let me just put some brackets here, and we're going to continue expanding the rest of the logarithm. So notice in the numerator, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. Okay, so I'm going to have 4 natural logs added together, and then everything from the denominator will be subtracted, because basically all of the terms that come from the denominator have negative exponents essentially, and so you have negatives in front of all of those when expanding. Okay, so this is going to be natural log x plus 4 squared plus natural log e to the 3x plus natural log square root x cubed minus 2 plus natural log of cosine of 3x, and then minus natural log x squared plus 1 to the 5th minus natural log 5x minus 7 to the 4th. Boom. Okay, now check, can we do any more expanding, any more simplification before we go ahead and take the derivative? Yes, we sure can. So we've got natural log of y over here equals 1/3. What I want to do now is bring this exponent down front. So then we're going to have 2 natural log x plus 4 plus, what's natural log of e to the 3x? Why, it's just 3x plus natural log, this square root means this quantity is raised to the 1/2 power, so bring a 1/2 down front. Natural log x cubed minus 2 plus, okay, that one's staying the same, nothing we can do there. Minus, bring that 5 down front, natural log x squared plus 1 minus 4 natural log 5x minus 7. Okay, perfect. Now it's time to take the derivative of both sides with respect to x. Since I do not have y isolated, right, we're doing implicit differentiation. So derivative of natural log of y with respect to x is going to be 1 over y times dy dx. And then that's going to equal 1/3. Okay, here we go. Constant just hangs out. Derivative of natural log something is 1 over the something. Perfect. Derivative of 3x, 3. plus, leave that constant alone. Derivative of natural log of something is 1 over the something. I left the numerator blank because we have to do chain rule. So derivative of x cubed minus 2 is going to go up top. That's 3x squared. Plus, okay, derivative of natural log something, 1 over the something. And then derivative of cosine something is negative sine that same something, derivative of the something again. There you go, chain rule in action. Minus 5 times derivative of ln x squared plus 1, put x squared plus 1 down here. Derivative of x squared plus 1 is 2x, that goes up top. Minus 4 times derivative ln 5x minus 7 is 1 over 5x minus 7 times a 5. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, now let's just clean up, and we're almost there. We're almost there. So we have 1 over y dy dx equals 1/3. Now just write this all together nicely, like 2 over x plus 4. Don't leave it floating around in the wild. Plus 3 plus, I would put 3x squared over 2 times, just put some parentheses. I wouldn't multiply that out. Okay, we can clean this up quite a bit. That'll be negative 3, and then I can rewrite it as tangent 3x, can't I? Oh yes, how fabulous. Okay, and then minus, multiply 5 times 2x, that's 10x over x squared plus 1, minus 20 over 5x minus 7. All right, and we're almost there. We're asked to find dy dx, meaning I need to give my answer with dy dx isolated. So multiply both sides by y, that way it'll cancel out here. Multiply this side by y. So then now we're ready to write it all out. Dy dx equals 1/3. Now usually you don't leave it with the y over here, so I'm going to put it in the front. Who was y? Well, you come up here. Oh, y was this entire expression. So I'm just going to copy that down here so it's not hanging out at the end. Okay, typically that's the way we do it. So we have cube root of this hot mess, x plus 4 squared e to the 3x square root x cubed minus 2, and then what else? Cosine 3x over x squared plus 1 to the 5th, 5x minus 7 to the 4th, and then what comes next? All of this in the brackets. So then we have times 2 over x plus 4 plus 3 plus 3x squared over 2 times x cubed minus 2 minus 3 tangent of 3x minus 10x over x squared plus 1 minus 20 over 5x minus 7. Et voila, I would box it with immense pride. So there you go. Now, if you would like to see more examples of logarithmic differentiation that maybe aren't so wild, you're in the right place. I have other video lectures on this topic linked in the description. You can also check out my Calculus 1 video lectures playlist for more content.
And if you're taking calculus right now and looking for a complete course with guided notes, step-by-step video lessons, practice problems, sample exams, and lifetime access, be sure to check out my online courses at professorvmath.com. I'll put the link in the description below.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribed. It really helps support the channel, supports the work that I do, and it lets me know that you'd like to see more videos like this. And if you want to see what I'm up to on the daily, my shenanigans in and outside of the classroom, you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Math with Professor V. I'll be back sooner than later, guys. Bye.